Alright, today I'm back with what the fuck is the internet? On the last episode we explored Reddit's finest subreddit out there.
To stay friends, it's either friends or nothing.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
But this time we got a video, and just like every other video that I react to, it's definitely controversial. But you know, how else would I start my day? Is being fat a choice is the question here we hold today. Time to find out, I guess. Oh, real quick, before I start, comment down below what you think the answer is.
If you see me, you consider me obese?
I wouldn't say that you're obese, but it's like medically, you know.
So like for example.
So you're medically obese though?
No,
Yes.
I've been medically obese since I was like 12 and I was not obese.
Maybe you were, if you said you were. Okay. It just like slowly started to ramp up.
Welcome back to Middle Ground. I'm John. I host the Radical Empathy podcast, and I'll be moderating today's discussion between fit women and fat women. And a friendly reminder, if you are writing a hate comment, you are part of the problem. Our first prompt is, your physique is in your control. Will the agreeers please step forward?
She has a question.
I have a question. When you mean physique, can you specify like what exactly are you trying to?
I think physique is...
She don't know what a physique is. She's never been to the gym. She got no idea what you're talking about. Quick. That's better. Let's set the mood a little.
is like the shape and size of your body. Why were you hesitating?
Because
she don't know what a physique is. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's hear what she has to say.
you know, there's a lot of different illnesses around. So I have family members that have like thyroids and they can't gain weight or they can't lose weight. But I think that they can manage to stay at a place that's gonna be healthy for them. To me, personally, I do feel like I can be at a better place. I'm working on it and that's my goal, so.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that definitely people have ailments, there's different diseases and all that, but I think at the end of the day, what you can do, the best physical peak for your personal body is in your hands. You may not look like someone you want to look like, your ideal situation, but you can optimize your body to be the highest performance that you think that you can get to.
When I first started working out, I lost 60 pounds, and that included just counting calories. I didn't have to work out as hard. I did the treadmill. I went at an incline, and I just walked the whole time, watching a movie and just walked. I just made healthier choices, and I've been mindful about what I put inside my body.
I'm sorry. She used to be 60 pounds heavier. Did we all hear that? 60 pounds heavier than what she's at right now?
Put in that effort, right? You made those conscious decisions to walk on the treadmill, count your calories. You were super exact with everything, and that's how both of you guys were able to lose so much weight, right? So your physique is 100% in your control. It's just that nobody wants to put the effort in.
Just so we can invite the disagreeers, that's a great point to bring in our disagreeers. Whoever wants to pick up where we just left off.
So while of course there are aspects that I think you can control about your physique, I think there are more things that are out of your control. Like, it is so much more expensive to eat healthy.
We're not serious, are we? Yeah, maybe if you're eating a fucking vegan diet and you're eating like Impossible burgers and all that shit. Yeah, maybe then. But you know how expensive fucking chips are and Cheez-Its and soda? Like Little Debbie's and stuff. You know how expensive that is? There's no argument at all. Like, it's a cutthroat. It is more expensive to be unhealthy. Fast food? I didn't even say fast food, and fast food's the main one.
If I go to the grocery store and I just want to buy a bunch of frozen meals, that's going to be so much cheaper.
Yes, we just heard her. Her version of healthy is those frozen pre-made meals. No wonder it's so fucking expensive. You could make those exact meals, but from scratch, and make fucking 10 of them for the same price of that one. Like...
And fresh fruit and everything.
I disagree.
Immediately. I disagree too.
Why do you disagree?
The prepackaged foods, the frozen ones, way more expensive. I've been on a budget, you know, eternally. I always save money by just going to the grocery store and buying ingredients.
I agree with you on that, but I can go get a frozen meal sometimes for $1.50, $2, where if I want to cook a whole meal, like depending on what.
Then how is that expensive? $1.50 is pushing the budget? I'm a little confused.
All the ingredients I'm getting, that could be $10.
So you'll get more.
Yes, but still, you have to think from people who have like no money and they're thinking like, oh, I can get.
I've had no money. I've had $12 for a week's amount of food.
I hear both. I think that you definitely, in the short-term mindset, it is cheaper. You go to a fast food restaurant,
My
and
eyes.
the dollar menu. I think they've even increased the dollar menu now. So, which is crazy. It's like a $2 menu.
Food costs, like there's also privilege when it comes to like having time
Yes.
to cook stuff.
Definitely,
Like if you work a
100%,
full-time
100%.
job, if you have kids and stuff, a lot of the time it's just easier. You don't have
Let's make this argument then. Are you not cooking for your kids? What's going on here? These arguments are horrible.
I enjoy cooking, but it's a lot of work sometimes. And it's much easier for me to just like go through the drive-through. And then also privilege when it comes to like your mental health.
Poor kids.
When you are depressed, when you're struggling to even like get through the day, it can be really hard to have that motivation to eat well, to move your body and stuff. So for then when people are like, oh, well, why aren't you working out? It's like, dude, I can barely even get out of bed. So like,
Yeah.
please stop with that.
I just wanted to say that I didn't step forward because I have PCOS and I just recently got diagnosed with it. So with PCOS, it's so much more difficult for me to lose the weight and control what I want my physique to look like. It's just so much harder. It's not impossible, but it is.
We can fix it. We
It's
can,
something
and we
that
can
can
fix
be
it.
fixed.
PCOS, we can fix
Sorry
it. So.
to cut y'all off, but Bree, I just wanted to hear from you.
The question, like, your body is in your control, I just think it is not 100% in your control. To say it's like black and white, you can change it or you can't, is just crazy. It's just so nuanced. I really like appreciated you bringing up the food access that you have, the knowledge access, your socioeconomic status. I go to the gym, I sit there, and I'm like, if only everyone had access and the free time to do this. I'm sure so many other people would love to do that.
Body positivity can promote unhealthy habits. Will the agreeers please step forward?
These people can fast too. Like they don't have to spend a lot of money on
body
food.
Positivity can be harmful if it's just like always like don't ever consider any possibility that you could change something or improve your quality of life. Just blindly accept yourself. I think that's where it can get kind of toxic.
I don't look like how I looked when I was 20. So body positivity is encouraging yourself to accept you're gonna transform eventually. When you're 40, when you're 50, you're gonna get
Eventually.
you know, all these things. So yeah, definitely body positivity should have taken another route instead of just saying it's for bigger people, because it's not. It's for all the variety of people that need to accept you're changing.
Yeah, I think the pendulum has switched to the furthest extreme. I think body positivity was created because there wasn't a space for people who could have acceptance in bigger bodies. And I think it's just gone to the furthest extreme now. And
Like, women come in all shapes and sizes, right? And every woman is beautiful. And I think that you should really be confident in your body and the way that you look, you know, wake up feeling your best. But I feel like especially on social media and in society today, this body positivity movement, I've seen like multiple times where there's like obese women promoting body positivity. And it's like, I wouldn't want like my
What's
kid.
obese for you?
Like an unhealthy lifestyle.
No,
like
but what do you
overweight.
mean
What's obese for you?
Obese, like a
Like for
medically
me,
obese.
if you see me, you
What's the
consider me
range?
obese?
I wouldn't say that you're obese, but
Okay.
it's like medically,
So,
you know.
so like for
So
example,
you're medically
I would. She's saying medically obese, aka like scientifically, like, okay, you're this weight, you're this height, you're this old, you're over this weight, you're obese, you know? So like she is medically obese. And I'm pretty sure like medically obese just means like it's I don't know enough. I'm probably gonna cut this out. What the fuck am I saying? Shut up, just watch the video.
obese though.
Yes, I've been medically obese since I was like 12, and I was not obese.
Well, does anybody here?
So I-
would anybody here explain what they mean?
The denial that she lives in. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Just hear her? I've been medically obese since I was 12, but I wasn't obese. Yes, you were. That's what medically obese means.
Mean by medically obese? Just-
Exactly.
Like,
At like when you go to the doctor's office and you get weight on a scale and they'll tell you, oh, you're a little bit overweight, or they'll say you're morbidly obese, you're
Because of your
whatever
height,
these things. So like,
everything.
like if you look at me, you would be like, oh, she's a little plus size, but I am technically considered obese.
So
by my doctors.
And
No way.
I was obese at, I think it's 30 BMI. Now the BMI, have come to learn that it's a little bit tricky now.
right, it's not the most accurate.
Right.
But that's what it's based off.
Yeah.
But
Right.
so correct. But now that when I was a size 14, I was considered obese. It's smaller than we think.
I think an obese person, and this is not, calling absolutely anybody obese, but I think a person that can be considered obese will not be able.
She is right though. It's less smart than what people think. Like these bigger girls are morbidly obese. They're not just a little obese. They are way over the spectrum. And I don't think they think that. Truly. Because I know all of these bigger girls truly think they're like just a little obese. Like you're morbidly obese. You're way past. You're to the point where it truly affects your health, you know?
Able to go on walks, they will lose their breath. For me, because I am a person that I'm big, but I'm, like I said, I'm still able to go on hikes and I won't lose my breath. I can go on runs, I can exercise. So if for the doctors I'm obese because of the size and the stuff that I am, for the doctors, for me, it is not the way that it works because an obese person, I've had friends who are skinnier than me. We go on walks and they're losing their breath.
So for you, obesity is just the health parameter of how you.
To her, obesity is just one thing, and it's your cardiovascular system, apparently. You could still be obese but have a really good cardiovascular system. Good on you. You know, you probably don't smoke, and you might go on, you know, hikes and runs and stuff like that. Doesn't mean that still means you're obese, you know? Just because you have a good cardiovascular system doesn't mean you're not obese. Good for you 100%, but that doesn't involve, you know, cholesterol and shit like that. That's literally just your cardiovascular system. So you probably don't smoke. Good job.
He's not saying you're ill and you can't walk up that hill.
I've had doctors say that to me.
You go, I have that.
I've had doctors
I'm
say that
obese
to
and I
me.
can still walk up that hill. And that's what's fabulous about it, right? It doesn't automatically mean you're ill, but also down the road, absolutely it's going to mean you're ill. You're lucky with your genetics currently. Down the road, it's not going to be the same story.
But this is the thing, you think they're genetics, but since I was really young, I'm active. I'm an active woman.
I never said you're not active.
No, I know, but I'm just responding to what you're saying. I know you're not saying that I'm not active. I'm responding to what you're saying about the doctors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I have had doctors tell me that.
Tell you what?
That I'm obese and that I cannot exercise, that why am I not exercising, why am I not doing the effort. There's doctors that have bad diagnosed me for things that I've never had.
Stop eating. How about that?
For things that I've never had. So it's like,
right. Well,
it's everybody.
Has any of them told you that?
Just we went down a tangent for a minute. I wanna.
Oh my God, you can
we're
say
talking
that.
about we're talking about body positivity, whether we think it promotes unhealthy habits. We're gonna bring in our disagreeer.
Oh my God.
And then continue the conversation.
Of course she disagrees.
So I didn't step forward because I really hate the toxicity that has come from people being like, oh, body positivity promotes obesity and blah, blah, blah. I hate that so much. I think there is like the minutest people who are doing that, the vast, vast majority.
She had this gorgeous cake, was gifted to her, enormous, went in with it with a fork and was eating constantly and talking to the camera while she was streaming. The volume of the cake that she ate, I just went, oh my God, how many people are watching this? This is absolutely, it was a horrible representation. I hated every moment of it. What do you have to say about that?
Well, my question would be, if there was a thin person doing that, would you have had that same reaction?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Yeah, that's
I
disgusting.
think it's more about, like, she's not promoting obesity by eating cake on camera. She's just, you know, eating cake
But
on
if
camera.
she's the representation of body positivity and she's behaving this way, is that promoting
Have
a
you
negative
noticed
light?
that she just posted a video that she lost weight? Like
No,
that
no,
was,
absolutely don't. I
She just
absolutely
posted a
not.
video.
I
She
absolutely
lost
did not.
weight. You can see the difference.
Because I don't want her in my algorithm.
So it was just probably that one day that you saw her doing that, but that doesn't identify her as a whole person.
Yeah, in defense of Lizzo, not a sentence I want to repeat. In defense of her, I have seen her post like, oh, here's a green smoothie that I got, or here's me with my salad, or like, here I am at the gym. I think there is this weird stigma where people that are overweight have to be perfect all the time. They can never just like, you know, just have a cake. And I agree, it's gorging. I agree, it's not great. Listen, I'm not saying that's great.
Yeah, it was probably disgusting to watch,
this
just downing a whole
instance of her
cake.
doing this amidst all her other ones of her trying to be healthy.
Can I go on the opposite side of that? Like with Lizzo, there's like Eugenia Clooney. She's a very petite, tiny woman. Why are people saying, oh, good job, Lizzo, like good job for eating healthier, but like when Eugenia Clooney's like trying to eat something like.
But is Eugenia Cooney allowed have hashtag body positivity?
She does sometimes. So
Is she?
she promotes herself literally wearing like tiny
Because we're-
outfits, showing her body.
That was my whole point. Is like these extremes are hijacking it.
Yeah,
I agree.
think,
They're not
like,
good representation.
Yeah,
No.
that like the algorithm, they will push out the most extreme cases because they get the most views, and it's
Right.
what people want to see.
Yes, it's dangerous.
Including these conversations. Although this was pretty reasonable. All right, let's reset.
I would definitely agree. Fit women are more attractive than like plus size women, only because me having this body, it shows that I can commit to something, right? And it shows
true.
that I'm hardworking. So I feel like men looking at my body can see, oh, okay, she's dedicated. She put in the work, and that could be an attractive quality that men see in me. I would definitely go for like a more muscular guy. So that kind of shows that we have something in common, something that we can work on together.
So gym dates.
Yeah, gym dates for sure.
All right, thank you. Can we bring in the disagreeers?
I feel like I'm gonna get flamed alive right now. It's all good.
I'm bisexual, so
Here they come. Dum, dum, dum.
I've had relationship with women that are fit, that are not fit, variety. And I can tell you that personality-wise, the skinniest ones and the most beautiful ones have had a personality that I cannot work with. Me, personally, me. So,
Yeah.
and it comes from a place that the way that I grew up, the way that they grew up, thoughts, minds.
Is it perhaps because they eat healthier than you, so you didn't like them? Like fit for her is just completely off the fucking radar because she doesn't even think herself is obese, which is mind blowing.
Surround yourself with people that you like, that is like you. Your personality has more beauty than the way that you look.
Your physical looks will disappear. My grandma, she used to be a very petite, tiny woman, grew up in the Philippines. My grandpa the same way. Now they're a little bigger, they're more comfortable. 50 years later, still in love.
yeah.
My grandpa always makes jokes. Like when I remember growing up, he was like, "This is Burger King and this is McDonald's. I'm the king and I'm loving it." And I'm like, that's my grandpa. He showed me like you can appreciate a woman through all the changes, you know? Like,
Exactly.
And that's why I love, like I could be, once I get skinny, like.
Found out
my
how she
boyfriend
got
can
so
still love
big.
me, but maybe he loves me more because how I am personally.
I think people like to be like, oh, it's always going to be the fit woman is more attractive than the plus size woman. I just don't think that's true. Like, there's a lot of beautiful
is.
fit women. There's also a lot of not very beautiful ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? To assume that size will always equal more attractive, I just think is like silly. It's a case by case basis.
Because I'm more on the healthy side.
Well, you can be thin and not healthy.
Yeah,
Let's be
yeah.
clear.
Exactly.
But the biggest issue I have with what you said, I disagree with you. I think as a fit girl as well, fit girlies, but I still disagree with you because there's beautiful women who are in bigger bodies. Like, I feel like it's an arrogance almost to be like, oh, because I'm fit, I'm more attractive. Like that's,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. And the biggest issue I have was what you said about men being attracted to you more just because you're fit. I think that that's basing your worth on a man. And I'm married, as a married woman saying that, I just don't understand what that has to do with the principle of just physical attractiveness. That has nothing to do with if someone else deems you as attractive. It's like just solely based on the physical. So I 100% disagree with you.
I was debating actually stepping forward because of just what society has taught me my whole life is like, thin is more beautiful, thin is more beautiful, thin is more beautiful. And I've really had to work on unlearning.
Dude, I'm literally sitting here with my mouth wide open, like pause. I'm just sitting here like, what in the? They're like dead serious. Put a bigger girl here, then you put a fit girl here, then you get 100 guys. Pick one or the other. That's it. One or the other. Which one's more attractive to you? I guarantee it'll be like 70, or it'll be like 85 to like 15.
The reason I'm not in a relationship is because I'm fat. Like I need to lose weight and then I'll become in a relationship. Then someone will love me. And I thought that for so many years. And like my self-confidence was like down here. And I really
Well, you clearly didn't
had to
try
work
it, so.
on unlearning that. And I'm still trying to unlearn that. But like I have learned over the years that people are attracted to different things. So if you ask one person, they're going to tell you, oh, this is what I'm attracted to. And if you ask someone else, they might have a completely different answer. So I think
Of course.
attractiveness is subjective. I think when it comes to society 100% says skinnier is better.
I mean, I hear a lot of what you're saying, but I'm curious, anybody want to share, like, what is the type of body that you're attracted to?
To men, on men, other, or
Well,
the
I don't know.
opposite.
There's people who are attracted to men. So whether it's men or women, what kind of bodies are you attracted to?
Because I've been smaller and bigger. I am tall. I already am eliminating a majority of people because I'm one taller man than me. But You know what? Somebody on your show, Zach Miko.
Was that the tall guy?
It was the model.
Oh, yeah.
The plus size model? He was
Yes.
very cute.
So
Unfortunately married.
So it's like I
Sorry,
have
Zach,
dated some fantastically gorgeous men, but when I feel most comfortable and myself and I can feel just kind of let it all out is a guy that's has some cushion. Gym people for gym people. And, and that kind of seems like unattainable, not my vibe.
No, I appreciate the specificity. If anyone else wanted.
So I do have a type, but also like I've never dated before. So I'd say like my type goes from my type goes from like Prince Eric to Fluffy. Like, yes, the comedian.
Who the fuck's Fluffy?
I just feel like I could like hug him.
Mexican comedian. Gabriel, right? I think Gabriel is his name. What the I was not expecting. I was like, who the fuck is Fluffy? I haven't seen one of his stand-ups in forever.
Funny, because for me as a bisexual woman, like what I like in women versus what I like in men is like very different. So men, I'm very much like you. Like dad bods are kind of like what I'm the most attracted to. I don't want someone like super big, but I also don't like super skinny or like super buff. Like you have a little muscle, that's fine, but like the really buff guys, like not my thing. But for women, I like way more
Moving
different
on.
kinds of women, like thin, big.
Chop,
like,
chop.
I don't know. I'm just way more attracted. I think when it comes to different kinds of women, like when I'm swiping on dating apps, like I'll maybe swipe on like 1 in every 20 men.
Finally.
It's okay for models to set a high standard for body image. Will the agreeers please step forward?
I did some modeling as a kid and as a teenager, and even now as an adult, I did pinup. There's definitely like a high expectation and standard, especially like in runway modeling and things like that, because they push out these clothing and they only do it in certain sizes. There's standards that different companies have that they want to push out certain things. So like for pinups, they want you to look a certain way, they want you to do your makeup a certain way, they want you to dress a certain way for that style. And same thing for like Victoria's Secret, they want to promote lingerie, and there's a standard for each company and they have to live up to that standard based on what they're trying to promote.
And personally for me, I always looked up to thin people. I always found them very beautiful. I was like, I want to be able to look like a Victoria's Secret model one day. It's okay to have a higher standard of beauty because it makes you want like, oh, I want to work harder on myself to achieve that type of body goal. I might not look exactly like them, like with the hips and everything, but I want to be able to look a healthy version of myself that looks something like that.
I think it's okay for models
And
to
do
have a
it.
higher standard of beauty because we are attracted to attractive things. A model is selling something. They're being hired to sell something, and they're going to make it, hey, look at this. Look at the dress I'm wearing. And you as a consumer, you don't want to look at somebody that is going to go, ugh, I don't even want to look at that person. What were they selling? I don't know.
Let's bring in our disagreeers. More disagreeers than I expected.
I completely disagree. I think we all forgot what modeling industry has done for women in our society. I think we kind of went blank for a second. I'm a journalism major. I have my degree in journalism, and growing up with certain magazines, and those women, just because they were thin does not mean they were healthy. Have y'all ever seen America's Next Top Model?
Yes.
There's a lot of detrimental things that were happening within that society, within that community. And I agree with you, yes, we all want to look at something aesthetically pleasing, but that varies. Also, the modeling industry is known for not being diverse.
Right.
Hello? So I don't know, we just like blacked out for a second.
It's very diverse now.
Now.
It was not when I started.
Yeah, but
was
it's
not.
not that diverse now either. It's evolving, but I wouldn't go as far as saying it's that diverse. But I
It
think
is.
that it can be very detrimental as a young woman. I think the
They
body
took notes.
positivity movement kind of was created in juxtaposition because of the modeling industry of the 90s and early 2000s, how toxic that was.
I do think we have come a long way, but we still have like much further to go. The average size of the woman in the United States is a size 16. So why are we not seeing that reflected more on runways and modeling and stuff, you know?
'Cause no
I
one
also
wants
have
to
issues
see
with when
that.
it comes to a lot of plus size modeling too, because a lot of plus size models, they have the curves, but they have no belly. And that's so unrealistic for most plus size women, where it's like, most plus size women, if you are a size 20 like I am, you're gonna have a stomach.
And most of those photos have been photoshopped.
Yeah, or they even put padding on smaller models to make them look bigger.
The standards keep changing. How many models do they need to show all the different body types that for this to sell one dress?
Sounds like there's a tension between the market. If the data says more
Right.
people clicked on this body, even if it's unrealistic,
Yes.
put that body in the ad.
Yes.
But what you're saying is that's unfair representation of the true customer.
Yeah, exactly. Because then I'll like buy something that I saw on a plus size model who has a flat stomach, and then I put it on, and I'm like, oh, I hate this because it's clinging to like all the wrong parts. I just want to see something that looks. It doesn't have to look exactly like me.
I think for a long time people thought that diversity in sizes wasn't marketable. Like I can't make money from showing all this diversity of sizes, but I think that there are new brands coming like Savage X Fenty with Rihanna. She has proven that you can have diverse bodies and you can still market and sell. And let's be real, most consumers are not the models. They look different.
Women should be fit enough to protect them.
Real quick on that, all their arguments of like, it's super unrealistic and they Photoshop. Yeah, that's the whole point. You're looking at the wrong thing. You're looking at the model. You're supposed to be looking at the clothing. Hence the reason why it's all Photoshopped to make the model not even look truly like what she looks like. It's because it's meant to grab your attention and be like, I want to look like that. So you buy the clothing. It is not meant to be super realistic or whatever you want to call it. It's not meant to do that. It's never meant to do that. It's meant to make you buy the clothing. And if it works because you look at the girl and you're like, damn, that looks really good on her, that's exactly what they're meant to do. Hence the reason why they Photoshop, or like I was saying, they add like foam or whatever to make their waist look smaller and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, the whole point is to do that, is to look unrealistic, to make you buy the clothing, to convince you that you will look that good, even if it is truly unrealistic in Photoshop. I'm not saying it's right. You guys need to realize that, you know what I mean? And the mediator, whatever you want to call him, kind of stepped on that. It's like, yeah, it's whatever sells more is what they're gonna show more of, you know what I mean?
Will the agreeers step forward?
This is something that I always say. Listen, no shame to people that are thinner, but I just think you're so vulnerable when you're thin. Like if you're petite and you're frail and you're not strong enough to fight back, I don't think that's safe for you. I'm a proponent of like building muscle. That way you're sturdy. That way if someone tries to come up on me, they're going to feel something.
Right. I think we shouldn't have to.
Yes.
Like it sucks that we're in a society that we do, but we have to.
Yes.
You're prone to danger at any moment. Know some punches, know some locks. I don't know. But yeah, definitely stay prepared.
Yeah, as someone who trains kickboxing, boxing, and
She looks like she would do that.
At our
I was trying to
facility,
think.
like we do offer like women's self-defense classes, and like no matter like what
The promoter over here.
I highly recommend every single woman to take at least one class just so you know the basics and just like for your own protection.
Well, I got attacked by a dog once when I was on a walk. I came out of this house and it came after me, and I was with a group of friends. Of course, it comes after the big one. Don't get me wrong, but it was scary. I couldn't run away from that problem, but my friends were able to, and that came to my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm not good at cardio. I know what I need to prove more on. You need to be able to carry yourself, pull yourself up, or run.
Even for your kids, an emergency, your kid is swallowing something and it got stuck, or everything around you needs your full potential energy. So yeah, definitely everybody work on their own pace and just make sure that you work on things that are going to help you and stay safe because it's dangerous.
Not to be an easy target.
Aside from
It's funny that they say stuff like this. Like the last 2 rounds, they've been super hypocritical. If you hear some of the stuff they say, is that they say like exactly what they were just denying. It's like, yeah, be your peak self. It's like, that's why you're, morbidly obese, right? I'm just stating the facts here. Right, so the video at the end wasn't really something I should make fun of, or not necessarily make fun of, but try to crack a joke during. So I just skipped it. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you want to see next.